Okay.
We're live. Hi, everyone. Hi, Anna.
Hey. Hi, Nadia. I'm so excited for this.
Yes. So this is a Q&A with our CEO.
This is a Q&A. Let's talk a little bit about why we're doing it. So Basepaws has been around for a few years. And every few months, new people come and they join our community and they scroll through our closed Facebook group and they see all the cool questions that come up. And that's awesome. But also people join the community and they have a lot of questions, and those questions are usually the same, as they should be, because this is just how people think. And we tend to do these Q&As once every quarter. But with this one, we thought, listen, we're going to do a really big one. We're going to just hammer out like 20, 30 questions, like bam, 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 bam. And we'll post it. We'll post it everywhere. And hopefully you guys will get a chance to go through it. We'll try to squeeze everything into half an hour, so you're not just sitting there listening to Q&As for Basepaws. But I'm pretty sure we'll hit on some really cool questions and points about this company that you didn't know about, and maybe even didn't know about as it relates to your kitty. And hopefully you like it. These are all of your questions. We've been collecting them for the last 2 weeks. Without further ado, here I am. Ask me anything. And I should preface by saying Basepaws has a lot of scientists on the team, a lot of PhDs on the team. I am not one of them. So if there is a question that I did not dive really into the science, I apologize. Shoot us a note and we'll get you like a really scientific answer if you really require one. Okay.
And I'm just here to ask Anna questions and feed her whatever questions you guys ask. You can comment with questions, although we have a lot that you have already submitted. So we'll start kind of with like an overview, and then we'll go a little bit deeper into talking about the results. And then we'll talk about the future of Basepaws, because Anna, a lot of people were asking where we're going, what's next. So
Mars, only up.
So the first question, as our cats age, do we need to have them tested again?
Yeah, great question. So no, you do not. Genetics is something that you're born with, or your cat is born with. So as your cat ages, actually what happens is that general science changes. There's more that we learn about cats. Basepaws is a big part of that. We're collecting tons and tons of data so that we can get to understand cats better genetically. And so even though you don't have to test them again, your report will change. Isn't that awesome? Your report is a living document. It will continue to change for the life of your cat. As we learn more about cats, we will update the document. Most of the updates are free, and you will learn more about their breed. You'll learn more about their traits, and hopefully you'll learn a lot more about their health. Those updates are coming shortly and will forever come. For as long as this company exists, we'll be sending out updates, and you do not have to test again.
That's actually a question we get a lot, and I'm going to post it now. So when a lot of people are asking, when will the report be updated, and will I be notified when the report is updated? Things like that.
Yeah, for sure. The report is updated. It's something that we call like community effort or citizen scientist effort. A lot of labs that work on feline genetics require access to samples, access to funding. So it's not very predictable when they will have their big when they will have their big new markers that they find. We are always close, our ears close to the ground, finding markers that have not existed before in our reports and adding them to our reports. We're also ourselves working on those markers. But science does not move at a predictable speed. So we don't know how often and when the updates will come. They come when we have enough new material to share with you guys. But just know that if you're a part of Basepaws, you will have your account. Your account will have your report, and that report will ebb and flow for a long, 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 long time. If any of you are customers of 23andMe, you understand how these reports work there. There's always an update. You get these emails. You'll get emails with us. These are the same types of updates you guys will get. most of the updates will be free. Some of the updates, because it costs us a lot of money to figure out some of the markers, some of the marker updates will have additional cost, but not a very high cost. And we'll continue to forever update the report.
Awesome. And then more technical questions. So how long does it usually take to get the report back, and especially once it says that the sample has been sent to sequencing?
Right. So let's go through the whole process really quick. We send you a kit. You send it back to us. It comes to LA, here in our lab in Los Angeles. We pick up the kit in our lab. We go through lots and different steps. The final step is the sequencing step, which is what everyone's really excited about, because it kind of sounds like it's the end, but it's not the end. Sequencing is the only part of everything that Basepaws does, from shipping to receiving to doing all the lab work. It's the only part that we don't do ourselves. Sequencing machines are these multi-million-dollar machines that we don't yet own. And so we send it out to our partner, also here in locally. And sometimes that partner doesn't do things on time, or sometimes they do it too fast. And then people are like, wait, I was supposed to wait for only a week, and now I got it in 2 days. Usually after sequencing is done, it's about 1 or 2 weeks. But it really depends on how quickly they're moving and how fast we can push them to move. But you guys should know that most of our reports, over 90% of our reports, fall within that 4 to 6 week range that we give you when you purchase. Very, very often, very rarely, we have delays. Those delays, you will know about them. We will tell you. We'll send you an email. We'll post on the club. You will know something is up. We're still kind of in a pandemic. Not kind of. We still are, and it has slowed things down for Basepaws, as it has for many other companies. Still, it hasn't slowed things down too much. For 2020, still over 90% of all reports happen between 4 and 6 weeks, actually even closer to 4 weeks.
Great. Next question. And we sometimes get asked this because people see their cat and they're like, oh, my cat looks exactly like ABC, but then they get the results back and they're kind of surprised, disappointed, and they a lot of the times ask whether we mix the reports up. Now we have a several step process to make sure this doesn't happen, right, Anna?
Yeah, we very, very, very rarely, if ever, I can count on one hand that we've ever mixed up reports. It does not happen. We have a lot of different examples that we can share how we do QA. We do not mix reports. More often than not, if you have multiple cats, the customer mixes them up. But also it doesn't happen very often. What happens more often is that you have a big fluffy cat on your hands and you're expecting one breed, but the genetics of that cat are very mixed. And what our reports show is probably the breed group that you're expecting. I almost never, or I don't think I've ever heard someone say I expected a different breed group. Just to remind you, Eastern, Western, Persian are the 3 main groups that we look at. We also look at exotics, but those are a lot more rare. So we are almost always right on the breed groups. When it comes to breeds, just a quick reminder, although I'm sure everybody knows, cat breeds are not the same as dog breeds. There's no way for us to take a mixed breed cat that, since the day of the pharaohs was this mixed breed cat, and tell you what percentage of Maine Coon, for example, which is a very new breed, this Egyptian goddess of a kitty that you have on your hands that is definitely did not come from a purebred ancestor, how much Maine Coon it has. Those are very different things, but we use the same words, so it's confusing. Basepaws looks at the genetics of your mixed breed cat and it compares it to the genetics of a Maine Coon, and it sees similarities. Actually, it compares it to the genetics of every breed, and it sees similarities, and we report on those similarities, but we don't actually, we're not able to say you are 5% this and 25% that. So when you receive a report and the top breeds do not match what you see, it happens because cats are so mixed, and markers that identify things like coat length and size of cat, they're not everything that we look at. We look at a bunch of other markers that really make your cat what it is, who it is. And those markers are what defines how we identify the breed groups, and how we try to let you see how breeds are also related to your cat. With that said, those markers are real markers. We do see similarities between cats that look nothing alike, and the similarities are very, very strong. Those markers can lead to disease. Those markers can lead to identification of what food to eat. So pay attention. Pay attention to, especially now that we have a slider, pay attention to different parts of the slider and see what breeds are coming up. Research those breeds. Understand that your cat is connected to those breeds. There are genetic similarities. I think it is very important for us to not get bogged down to what we see, because those are just tiny bits of who genetically these cats are.
Since you mentioned the slider, Anna, that's another question we get, because we recently updated our report and we added a bunch of amazing new features, and one of them is the so-called statistical confidence slider. So it's a slider that you can slide left and right, from less to more confident. Do you want to kind of just go through it a little bit, describe what the results are?
And I'll say that we're excited that we updated the report, and you will see more and more features and cool updates coming. And the slider is just one of them. The slider lets you see how our scientists look at these results. I wouldn't say that these are educated guesses. These are science thresholds that have been defined very, very, very clearly. You can go from likely to probable to possible to maybe. So if you're likely, this is probably only at the breed group level. So if you slide your confidence slider there, and we'll tell you, like, we are very, very, very sure that your cat is a Western. Well, yeah, that's easy. The next one, probable, is we're looking to see, okay, parts of the DNA are matching to different parts of known breeds. But maybe there's parts of the DNA that are matching over 2 breeds or not matching very well. The more you go from likely to maybe, the more we add of those possible parts of the DNA into the overall report. Do know that we added the slider because we expect the results to get better and better. And for the slider to, the likely part will expand. Of course, we ultimately want to be very correct across all of these points. All these confident intervals. We want the likely and the maybe to just be perfect, both sides. We're getting there. We just need a lot of data. You guys, when Basepaws started a few years ago, gosh, there was like so little that we knew about cats genetically. There were some awesome labs that were working on it, but not a lot of data existed. So the more data we have, the better these reports will look, and the more these confidence sliders will be confident.
So, and then just a kind of simple question: how can people share this with their veterinarian?
Great question. Great question. If I love actually some stories, some comments of folks that have shared this with their veterinarians and what the feedback has been. I'm always very, very curious, especially on the health marker side. We're talking about all these new features. We're launching. We're constantly adding new stuff. So one of the things that we're going to be adding soon is a way for you to share this report directly with your veterinarian. We want the veterinarian to be very involved in this. Imagine that your cat has a marker for, let's say, CKD. It's so important for your vet to know this so that you can plan food better, you can plan activities better. I mean, the quality of life majorly changes when you have knowledge like this. Please share this with your veterinarian. Please let us know what the veterinarian is thinking about this. Unlike many other companies where you've spent your money, spending your money with Basepaws ties you in to this kind of forever. We're building this company, we're building this database together, because the more that we do this together, the more that you help, the more data that we have, the better the report will be for you, and the more you will know about your cat. If I know anything about cat owners, we love all cats, not just our cats. We want all cats to be healthy and have a better quality of life. This is the main reason Basepaws exists. That's why we work so hard to update all this and to create these better databases. So the more that we share and bring more data in, the better the report will be for everyone. And hopefully the conversation with the veterinarian will be about how Basepaws is eradicating some of these genetic diseases out of the population by identifying them and then sharing them with you, the pet parent, and also with your vet.
And can I just add that in addition to being able to share this with the veterinarian as a marketing part of the marketing team, we're also on track to being to enabling everyone to easily share your results on social media. We know it's not the easiest thing to just screenshot and then share it, and we really appreciate that all of you do it. But we're working on an integrated feature that will just allow you to easily share your results on Facebook and on Instagram. So stay tuned for this. That's going to be really cute because we want to see all your results and your cat's faces and the results next to them. So just be patient.
Coming. So many things are coming. We've got so much on the pipeline. There's so much going on. You know, for a tiny team like ours, I don't even know how we sleep at night.
Do you sleep at night, Anna? I don't.
With my cats, yes.
Okay, so you talked about breeds. Now, obviously, the polycat is something that always comes up. It's a term that actually Basepaws kind of created. Do you want to talk a little bit about polycats, what it means, and what the polycat percentage means?
Sure. So our polycat percentage represents unknown breeds or sections of DNA associated with mixed breed cats. So most cats, like I said, are beautiful Egyptian goddesses and gods that have come and lived with us from many, many, many years ago. They were doing really well, and then sometime about 80 years ago, we've decided that, well, we can make cats, we can breed cats, we can create different breeds, we can breed them for how they look, what their personalities are like. As the polycats, as the mixed breed cats of the world continue to thrive, and most of us call those our pet children, there's a whole other group of beautiful pedigree cats as well. And to be honest, we love them both, and there's really no difference in my eyes. They're all awesome cats. Polycat percentage, unless your cat is in theory, unless your cat is a pedigree, a full pedigree cat, there'll be some polycat. And I actually would think that even pedigree cats have a little bit of polycat in them as well. These are parts of the DNA that match to mixed breeds. They don't actually match to a specific breed. Also, keep in mind, we only have maybe 25 breeds in our database right now. That database will grow and new breeds will be added, and your polycat percentage will shrink over time. And that's the plan. The plan is to really identify every part of your cat's DNA and match it correctly to not only breeds, we're going to be matching it to location. I just saw someone ask a question, have you guys sequenced cats from South America? We have. We definitely lean more to Western cats here in the States, which is a problem, and we are trying to solve it by reaching out to pet parents and breeders all around the world. But it is a problem that will continue for, we just need to have a very, very good database of all kinds of cats from all parts of the world. And that is the plan. But all of you listening, you're joining us as we're just getting started. So give us a little bit of time. We're definitely going to add more breeds and more locales as well.
Great. And this kind of relates to the question that we sometimes get about why so many reports seem to have quite a bit of Maine Coon and Ragdoll. You answered it a little bit. Is there anything we can add to this question?
So I mean, from what I know about Maine Coons is that it's a very popular breed, and there's parts of that genome in lots of mixed breed cats. These mixed breed cats, again, did not get it from the Maine Coon. It's just that there's a lot of overlap because many of the cats that we sequence are here in the States. You will still, I mean, not that I think about it, this is actually the first time I've heard this. And I don't necessarily think that a lot of our cats come up as Maine Coon. We have all kinds of reports with all kinds of dominant breeds. I think you'd want your cat to come up as Maine Coon. Maine Coon is like one of those breeds that everybody wishes they had. When I got my kittens, I was like, oh, are they going to be Maine Coon? Because we love the big fluffy cat. Very often our big fluffy cat is overweight, and our big fluffy cat does not really have a lot of overlap with Maine Coon. Remember that the size and the length of the fur is just a few markers compared to, lots of other markers that we look at. Yeah.
And I think we're kind of going to move toward the future of Basepaws, because we got a lot of questions about what we're adding, what we're not adding. People are expecting certain things. People are hoping for certain things. Specifically, how can I see if my kitties are siblings? Do you think we'll ever be able to add like a kitty family tree? We get this question a lot. We all want this.
Yes, kitty family tree. I just got, actually this morning, 23andMe sent me an email like, you have new relatives. And yeah, wouldn't that be awesome to reunite cats that have come from the same litter with the help of Basepaws? It is coming. We want to do this. We have the technology to do this. We have the science to do this. We will do it. I see this question a lot. Very often it's like, I found a kitten, but there's a kitten next door that looks very similar. Yes, this is something that we will do. Please don't ask me for a timeline, because I seriously don't know. It is, I think Damon, my co-founder Damon, who runs our science with Juliana, are probably hearing about this weekly. And it's coming. You guys will be the first to know.
That's great.
Science is hard. Science, it's not like a tech company where you're like, okay, that bit of code needs to be different, or that bit of code broke. I'm gonna sit here for a few hours and fix it. Science just works on its own timeline, and we've actually been working on this product for a long time, but it's not as perfect as we wanted it to be. So we haven't launched it yet, but it is coming.
Great. And in addition to that, how about breeds? People want us to add all these breeds.
If you guys want us to add these breeds, find responsible breeders worldwide that will send us a sample of their cat's genetics, ideally in a family tree, so a mother and a child, or two siblings. That is how we start. That is the core of how we build new breeds. We work with a lot of breeders, and we ask these breeders to send us pedigree papers and samples. And slowly, we start plotting these sequenced cats on a timeline, on a kind of visual graph. And very often we find that there's some outliers, and we're like, that breeder wasn't, probably, I don't believe that breeder. So lots of back and forth. Until the genetics of all the cats that we've just sequenced cluster, and they really cluster hard, and we're like, wow, that really looks like they're probably all related. They must be of a similar breed. And at that point, we start to add that breed into our database. That is how we've added the 25 or so that we've had. But guess what? There's like 70 breeds, and we will continue to add more. We have added a breed, for example, and then took it away, like the Siamese, right? We've added the Siamese breed. We had it. then recognize that there's two Siamese breeds that are, one is traditional, one is modern. They're very different genetically. It was fascinating to do all that work, and we will add both of them back in, but slowly, because science is hard, and you have to be very, very careful, because sometimes you think these breeds all cluster, but what the Siamese showed us was that they do cluster, but in two different clusters. There's two different breeds. So very fascinating stuff, and we will add more breeds as we get the samples.
Great. And then a little bit about the phenotype. A lot of people are asking if we're going to add phenotype, genotype type results. This is again, so from Carol Beth, this is again a question that we would love to have Damien here to answer. But basically talking about hair length, probably coat color too.
Sure. So we collect an enormous amount of phenotype. And you all know this because we ask you to fill out surveys. You have probably filled out a survey right after you received your report or right before. There's about 100 questions in there. You've probably filled out surveys around dental health. You might have filled out surveys around kidney health. You will be filling out many, many surveys. It's a great way for us to connect with you and to learn more about your cat and to collect that phenotype data. And the magic of genetics is when you take phenotype data, which is these questions and answers, and you take genetic data, which is the genotype, and you see other cats whose cat parents have answered the same. Let's take CKD, for example. Are there cats where the cat parent has said, yes, my cat has CKD, and here are some clinical records to show it? Are there markers that exist in every single one of these cats that can be a breakthrough for CKD research, where we can identify clearly that this marker equals a propensity to get CKD, or it's a marker that is defining. So if you have this marker, you will get CKD. These are the questions that I think Carol is asking. Are you going to be doing these types of research? And I use CKD, but you can use hair length or a different disease. Yes, absolutely. That is the point of this company. I mean, the point is to help all of you get to know your cat better and to share the result with the veterinarian and really give your cat a better quality of life by knowing their DNA. But a bigger vision for this company is to have breakthroughs like that, is to share with the world, hey, we now know a marker for CKD, or we now know a marker for diabetes. And it took all of these cats. Imagine if your cat was like the cat that helped us figure out a marker for something. And then that becomes public knowledge and everybody knows. And we slowly eradicate that disease from the feline population. Isn't that awesome? That's what we're here to do.
So you just answered this question that we got from one of our audience members. What are our hopes and goals and dreams? Like, what's the future of Basepaws?
We want to eradicate genetic disease from cats. We have to we need to understand the core of those diseases. We want to understand what markers for different diseases. That is a big part of who we are. The breed identification is something that is also really interesting. It's important for me. I always say that we need to be celebrating all cats, not just pedigree cats, but we have so many cats in rescues and shelters. And if we can help pet parents identify with their newly adopted pet better by sharing a DNA report, a breed report, I think that bonding will be easier and better and faster. So twofold. We want to help you get to know your pet better in all kinds of ways. We want you to do testing at home. We've just launched this brand new product. It is going to change. It's going to change cat care. This product is going to change cat care. I guarantee you it's going to save lives. I guarantee you. And I'm going to sleep better at night knowing that. It's a dental microbiome test. You'll be able to learn so fast if there's dental issues that you need to go to the vet for, or you can handle at home. Right now, most of us don't do anything. We just hope that everything's okay. This DNA test, so this dental test came from talking to you guys for 2 years, asking you where are the pain points. More than half said dental. This is the company, this is the vision. Let us help you get to know your pet better. Let us help you keep their health top of mind, and help us and help all pet owners eradicate genetic disease.
Yes, and since we're talking about dental care, in a couple of days, so February 27th on Saturday, we have a grand finale of February was Pet Dental Health Month, and we hosted a lot of events. We did a lot of challenges, giveaways, Instagram lives, webinars, and the grand finale will be a panel discussion this Saturday, the 27th. You can find all about it on our Facebook page, Eventbrite page. We'll have board certified veterinary dentists, which are just a few in the US. We'll have some very, very famous veterinarians with millions of followers, on TikTok. We'll have Steve Dale. We'll have a bunch of very, very smart people talking about feline dental care. So we encourage you all to sign up. It's free. Join on Saturday. Anna, anything else? If you have any questions, you can always email us at meow@basepaws.com.
Please email us. Email us. We love answering questions. We love talking to you. We exist because of you. So let's keep talking, and we'll do this again in a few months if we need to. Otherwise, we'll post this far and wide. We want everyone to watch this.
Great. If nobody has any other questions, thank you. Thank you, Anna, for your time. Thank you all for submitting questions, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.